Hey everyone, welcome back to GreyWolf TV, and we are continuing The X-Files, episode 11 of season 3. We've just finished the two-part episode, which was part of the conspiracy theory that is The X-Files. Absolutely loved it, so we're just going to move straight on with the next episode. No idea what's in store, you never have. So let's go, episode 11.
I was impressed with your sermon, my friend. Thank you. It always does my heart good to know that I've touched at least
It's going to
one
get
person.
creepy here, isn't it?
Oh, I think you had quite an effect on a lot of people.
Okay, that dude's pretty strong.
I've been tracking a series of international religiously motivated murders. All of the victims have been so-called stigmatics, and all of them have been frauds, like the Reverend here. It's a claim that's wholly unsubstantiated, though there have been many pretenders, 11 of whom have been murdered in the past 3 years.
Into 170.
I hate squeaky blackboards. Oh, he is bleeding.
Kevin arrived at school with bleeding wounds on his hands and feet. Our first concern is always an abusive parent.
Can you tell me how you got those cuts on your hands?
No.
No, because they weren't there a minute
you can't
earlier.
tell me, or no, you don't know?
You want me to say my dad did it?
We're here
already
because
here.
we have reason to believe that Kevin may be in some danger.
In danger from what?
As strange as it might sound, someone may be targeting people like Kevin.
What do you mean people like Kevin?
People exhibiting wounds that might be interpreted as having religious significance. No, not yet, but my guess is that the kid did it to himself. The boy has his father taken away. He hurts himself to relieve his dad of guilt and to get him back.
Maybe we should talk to his father.
The child was in danger long before I ever made the claims. Since the day he was born, they've been watching him. You must understand, this is the great war between good and evil.
Armageddon.
Still bleeding.
Kevin was abducted from this room. Several of the children witnessed it. We're getting a description of the man who took him.
You were supposed to protect him.
You have to trust me. Just think of me as your guardian angel.
Put it down right here. Down, now! Put it down!
That was a
Where's
bad
the boy?
idea.
Is this Kevin Kreider's blood?
This doesn't make any
Yes.
sense.
Did you hurt him?
No, I'm not the one that wants to hurt you.
This doesn't make
If
sense.
it's not you, then who is it?
You don't understand. Unless someone protects Kevin,
It's the end of the world as we know it, right?
just because you don't understand sacrifice, because you're unwilling.
Hey!
What's he gonna do? Jump? Yes. Oh, God. So who's this dude meant to be? It appears to be legit.
Upstairs!
Whatever.
It is now 14 hours after the time of death. But so far, his body hasn't even begun to break down. Mulder, this man's body is in no way
Seen your ad.
decomposing normally. In catechism, we learned of instances like this, so-called incorruptibles whose bodies wouldn't decay and who emitted a smell of flowers.
Scully, those stories you're referring to are mostly regarded as hagiographic fabrications,
Yeah,
not
the
historical
myths.
truths, just like the occurrence of the stigmata. They're no more divine or holy than that ketchup we saw in The Murdered Preacher. A partial index and a full oblique burned right onto the skin.
Any evidence as to how the killer managed to do that?
No, not yet, but I cross-checked the prints in the NCIC database. They belong to a businessman named Simon Gates.
Really?
He's one of the wealthiest men in the South.
You kidding?
Powerful and respected man.
He was arrested 3 years ago on a DUI.
Yeah, it's when people who visit the Holy Land suffer religious delusions induced by the journey.
Yeah, they return home convinced they're the Messiah, Moses, the Virgin Mary, even the devil himself. Yeah, a social worker took Kevin out to lunch at 1 o'clock, supposedly, but witnesses claim they saw him outside the facility with his mother at the exact same time.
Kevin, lay off the horn. Oh no, it's fine. It does this all the time. I just have to wait for it to cool down.
At least let me take the cap off for you. That should get things started.
Too late.
No, I'm fine.
Hey, mister!
Kevin, run! No!
Wait a minute. Well, you can run for an old bit.
Come on, Mom! Don't fall asleep! Come on, Mom! Wake up! Come on!
Crap. What the frick happened there?
But I won't let him hurt you. I promise.
Don't make promises you can't keep.
Isn't it? Why can't I just be like everybody else?
A man fitting Gates' description rented the car under the name Farrow. That's one of the devil's disciples.
Yesterday I saw Kevin's hands. They were bleeding from identical wounds on the top as on the bottom. I haven't said anything until now because I haven't been sure. And I'm still not sure.
Sure of what exactly? That was in the Bible. That's a parable. It's a metaphor for the truth, not the truth itself.
Respected man.
The man's a nutcase, Scully.
Maybe he is.
But Kevin is in immediate danger. Even if his father has anything to say about Gates, it doesn't help us right now.
Mr. Kreider, you said something before about coming full circle to find the truth.
Remember.
You're wasting your time.
Full circle to find the truth. Gates' company owns a recycling plant near here. That's where he's taking Kevin.
Scully, the man is at the airport. If he hasn't already killed Kevin,
No,
he's
that
trying to get
fits.
as far away as he can.
I don't
That
think
fits.
so, Mulder.
Stop! Federal agent, I'm armed! Let him go!
But you're
Let
still
him
gonna
go
kill
and
him.
we'll talk about
Sacrifice.
There's nothing to talk about.
Okay. It didn't even really show what happened. He turned around with the kid next to me. Squish.
Again, a couple hours before our flight, I told the sheriff we'd go down and make a formal statement about Gates' death.
I'd appreciate it if you'd handle that alone, Mulder. He believes without question.
Maybe they weren't meant for him to see. Maybe they were only meant for you.
Is that possible?
Perhaps you saw these things because you needed to.
Afraid that God is speaking, but that no one's listening.
Okay, that was episode 11, Revelations. Sorry guys, that was another 2 out of 10 episode for me. Unfortunately, I'm reacting to this, and I love this series, and I don't mind what kind of subject matter it is, what kind of case it is, but there aren't certain things that you either believe in, you don't believe in, that make sense, that don't make sense, that you can buy into, not buy into. But unfortunately, when they go down the religious route, because I don't hide the fact, or I'm ashamed of the fact that I am an atheist and I don't believe in any of it whatsoever, these episodes leave me feeling completely unambiguous and confused and not really knowing what to say. That episode made no sense whatsoever to me, and Scully's way of analysing everything as a scientist and as an agent and as a doctor is what helps throughout this series with Mulder and the cases and everything. And she does go out of her way to always go on one of her little speeches whenever Mulder just believes without question. So I understand her point of view from that, where she's like, but then when I do that, you don't believe me. But everything has to have some sort of scientific basis and understanding. And if it goes beyond that, like, you know, with the aliens and spacecrafts and conspiracy theories and everything, it can be, you know, you can look at it as just you're not understanding because you don't know the relevant information, you don't understand the technology they're using, or you don't understand the implications. But when it comes to religion, You're just meant to, it's faith. It's faith. You're just meant to believe it. Doesn't matter if it makes sense. It just is. No. That's all I'm going to say on it. We'll be back for episode 12 next. Until then, if you want to watch this in full length, it'll be available over on Patreon. And if you are watching on YouTube and for some reason this episode gets blocked at some point, it's also available on Odyssey down here. I think there's been maybe 2 or 3 episodes in these first 3 seasons so far that have been mediocre for me. And unfortunately, because it's something... I profess I know nothing about it. I don't believe in it. It always leaves completely unanswered questions because there's no proof either way, and never is, and never can be, is why I don't enjoy these episodes. So there you go. See you for episode 12 next. Till then, guys, thanks for watching. See you for the next one.